I noticed one thing when looking at Falco's splash shot though, is that you look behind Falco, you can notice his sister, Kennedy, is also in a splash shot with Falco. Falco is a thief who have a sister that got released last week in the JP version. Note that some of these skills here are listed when Falco is at level 100, so skill like Power Snatch and Assassinate is a bit different from when they are not level 100. Falco kit is similar to Adele kit. Your role is to break the enemy shield, and when the enemy shield doesn't break, you deal a big nuke damage to them. Although when compared to Adele, he does offer a bit more utility than her. Power Snatch can be used with other anti-attack debuffer like Darion or Viola to help reach the 30% debuff cap, and the same can also apply to the buff cap, where combine it with other buffer like Lynette and helping Falco reaching the 30% cap for buffing also. Assassinate is Falco's very powerful nuke. It can go up to 675 power if you use it against an enemy in break and boost max, so it's very strong. Sapphire Burst is his multi-hit, and Debilitate is always nice for a thief to have. His first passive might as well be 20% dagger damage up, because Falco pretty much not gonna do any much damage outside of break, cause his multi-hit is ice and he is not good at dealing elemental damage. His second passive make him work well with other dagger damage user like Adele or Darion, but please do be worried the fact that if you do use him in the front line though, he might get hit, so the passive might be harder to proc. Falco Ultimate has a priority level of 2, which means that level 10 is only worth it after you already have A4 Falco. Although this ultimate is very similar to Rat at level 10, where they only gain an extra usage and the percentage of the debuff or buff go up by only 5%, but Falco is slightly worse than Rat Ultimate. Reason number 1 is that this ultimate do not have priority, and Falco's speed is slower than all of the other DPS thieves like Adele, Darion, or even A2 in the future. Even if you do give him accessory that increases speed for him to go first, other thieves like Darion and A2 can hit up to 6 shield, so sometimes you would rather have them go first than having Falco goes, so therefore it's just not worth it. The second reason is that his ultimate actually has a lower potency than his Assassinate nuke, so sometimes you would just rather, hit the enemy with your nuke rather than hit the enemy with your ultimate, because that deals more damage that way. Despite Falco having low base attack, he has a very strong nuke to make up for that. If his nuke, his assassination nuke, it crit, it can even deal more damage than a Adele nuke. Both of his weakness I already mentioned before, but if you do play him as a frontline, make sure to give him regen so that his passive buff will always give your entire team dagger damage up, cause he will take a lot of damage if he stays in the front line. Currently in EN, Falco will be the 3rd best dagger DPS behind Adele and Darion, although I say that he's the 2nd best thief unit overall, because compared to Adele where the damage is roughly the same, Falco have more utility to offer compared to Adele. In the land of the rising sun, Falco is still good in the dagger comp, although he's not choice number 1 though, because we have a lot of good thief units like Bajalo and Sonya and Darion and A2, and then there's Sarisa and there's many other too. But you can also just bring him as a backpack cause his passive it's good. Here is a comparison between Falco and Adele. They both are very similar to each other, but outside of breaking shield and dealing big damage, utility-wise Falco win here because it can offer more compared to Adele who only has poison and sidestep. Though, in my opinion, despite deal a bit less damage than Adele, I think Falco is the better thief unit overall because he has more to offer compared to Adele. If you want to have a strong dagger damage dealer and also offer some utility like attack down and defense down and elemental defense down, then go ahead and pull for Falco. Also, one last thing, I did notice that Falco got a buff in the EN version, but the change that he got is not that great that you would not use any of the new skill, so therefore his current old skill set is still okay.